on other people. Yeah. I just want to talk about education. The importance of education and its downfall and its what they call benefits. Okay. I think according to me, I think we're doing it in the wrong way, in a way that most of our graduates, I'm talking someone who is from college, who is from university, who is from University of Technikon, we actually seems to be relying more on employment. All right, and I believe that, and I've observed that employment on its own can enslave people. To me, I think the most important things why we go to school, or why was education implemented, why was it advised unto us to say we must go to school. When I'm saying we, I don't only talk about people that went to school. I'm saying we because you and I, whoever is actually watching this video, the reason why we went to school, the reason why the government encourages us to go to school is to actually increase our thinking capacity, to increase our knowledge, to be able to deal with problems or solve problems, and then we become a problem solvers. Because if you go to work, if you're going to join any company after graduating, the things that they do there, that they teach you, the culture of that company, you will then realize that actually someone with matric can actually be trained the same way and be programmed to do the same things every day. So most of those jobs, you don't need qualification. You just need good attitude. You just need to be fast learner and you grasp. That's it. Because you can look at this. You cannot now move away from a graduate. It might be having a degree, honors or masters, and then automatically you are ready for a bigger post. You're gonna need to go through undergraduate program or under learnership or training. They're gonna assign a mentor that will actually monitor you, and it's gonna start you from the start up to the end, so that you can cover the company's what we call culture up until management, how we do things from operational level up until management level. Then you go join other company, it does not mean you are ready. You might be having a challenge whereby that company might be practicing certain things that you never covered in your previous company. That is why people fail interviews. You might be thinking that, no, I'm the mining engineer, I know mine, or maybe I'm a civil engineer, I'm from G5 or other big companies. But when you go to interview, you realize that no, actually I'm not ready. But the question is, how do you become ready, or else you've never met those challenges? Because you can go to internet, and read about them. Practically, you know nothing about them. So, but education enables you to be able to learn things faster, to deal with problems. As you are inside the company, you're going to be given projects so that you can be able to solve them based on your theoretical, what I call, knowledge at varsity or at school. Then you can then apply them. So when you then feel like, you know what, I've worked for 5 years, 10 years, and you feel like now I'm confused. I feel like I've reached a ceiling. I believe that it is time for you to see if you can create your own small company. You can become what I call a consultant while you're still working. Yeah, but you just need to be sure about the what do you call, the conflicts, the conflict of interest within your company, because those are very thin lines whereby should you cross, you can just get fired. Because it will be like you're actually competing with the same company that employed you. So be careful on that. Other thing is like, you know, when we grow up, some of us, we grew in rural areas whereby our fathers used to work at urban areas and come month end or come after, you know, a few months back, and then they take care of us. And we observe that that system never worked, because they worked up until, you know, 60 years, 50 years, when they're getting their small salaries. They can't even take you to better schools. They can't even what do you call, build a proper house, because they're staying at other side, which is urban areas. The rates, the accommodation cost are very much expensive. Then he must come and build a house which is close to impossible sometimes, because the salaries are not that much, in a way that they can take you to school, they can build a proper house, they can buy you groceries every month, they can still take care of your mom, of which most of the African mothers are unemployed. Most of them are housewives. And then at the same time still take care of that urban area house, because not everyone stayed at the hostels, right? So they only start building when they get their packages, when they reach 60 years. That's when you're gonna enjoy your father's money at that age. And then now the poor guy, your dad, yeah, the poor guy now, that's when he can then relax, enjoy his money, buy his, you know, small car or first car, buy, maybe pay off that house where he was actually staying at the urban areas, or sell it, then, you know, take the money, come home. Now that's where challenges start. That money, the moment he built his dream house at home, the money is only going out, there's nothing coming in. And when the money is too big, it is not easy to see that actually miss managing the money, or maybe I'm misusing the money, or I'm just doing overspending on certain things. Because remember, you need to eat. The money is a lot. You end up eating fancy foods almost every day, and then you're gonna go all out for to have your dream house. Then the money tend to get to deplete within a year or 2 years. Then stress kicks in. Or worst case scenario will be that the father might become broke very quick, depending how much you got from the package of not retrenchment, but the what do you call it, the profit fund, or he passes away. Now, that's where most of the black children become breadwinners. You know, you become stressed. You become responsible for your siblings. You become responsible for your own mother, because she's a housewife. You can't expect her now at 60 years or 55 years to go look for employment or to go sell veggies at the street, because the time has passed already. It becomes too late. That's a fact. So you then feel pressure. You know what? I need to be a man. I need to go out there and hustle. That's where most of the black kids take shortcuts in life. They don't actually become what they wish to become, education wise, even it can be career wise, in a way that maybe you want to follow your passion, which is in music or art or soccer, any other sport. You can't do that because you still have to go through development phase. While you are in a development phase, then your family is starving. So you end up saying, you know what, let me just get any job right now so that I can be able to take care of my parents. By doing that, by just doing that, you're out. Because you're gonna get a salary which will be reasonable for the first year. As you grow up, you realize that you don't get promotions at work. Your yearly increase is close to nothing. As things goes up, you know, the tax will go up, the what do you call, the product price goes up. Whatever they actually increasing your salary with at work becomes nothing. Actually, you're even going to negative if you checking the economical state that we are at right now, and in any other country. It can't be only South Africa. I think every state is facing the economic crisis, whereby even Americans, they are forced to work 2 jobs to cover up their own, livelihood or livelihood. So, but as I was saying, by doing that, you're out. You're gonna be able to send your mother money because you're still single, you're still young and everything. Then becomes a girlfriend in your life. That girlfriend will come with her own expertise or expectations to saying, you must spoil her sometime. Take her out. When need be, you need to buy her clothes. Take trips together. You understand me? So, how do you do all that when you are committed at home the siblings will now start approaching to finish matric. So meaning next year they might actually be going to varsity or any tertiary level. Automatically become a father. Automatically you've got 2 wives, your mom and the girlfriend. So most of the times guys are expected to choose. Or if you can't, how do you choose between someone who brought you into this earth and someone who holds your happiness, someone who makes you happy every day, someone when you've got problems, you vent onto her, you tell her all your problems, all your challenges, every small detail, can it be good or bad, you share with them. That person cooks your meal. Emotionally, sexually, physically, you are depending on her. I'm talking about their girlfriend or the wife. But you've got your mother here. This person made you who you are. She struggled with you. She made sure that you had a meal when things were very, very tough at home. And you can see her struggle. You can see that, at home, there are no food. The house is leaking. Every time it is raining, it's leaking so bad. Or every time there's a wind, dust get inside the house and everything becomes a mess. Every time you go home, you see the house is cracking. It's actually about to fall off. Your own mother is actually fitting things onto the cracks so that it can seal. So how do you choose from all these 2 people? You can't. You're gonna become a confused human being, whereby you love these 2 people. These 2 people means a lot. Understand? So that's why I'm saying I'm going back to education and entrepreneurship. History and even our experience showed us that in actual fact, all those guys, all those fathers who took early packages and goes open small businesses, or all those guys who open sponsor shops, who ran a small businesses at home, they're not paying rent, and whatever the business you might be thinking, they all were able to take their kids to better schools, maltreatious. They were able to build houses while they still can, because you staying here with your wife and your kids, right? There's no other extended cost like our working fathers, whereby they had to have a house somewhere else. But in this regard, this guy is staying here. He's still young. He sees the loopholes and he deals with them immediately, right? And then those guys were able to build. Those guys were able to take their kids to better schools. And then while your father still comes back and start building at that age of 55, those guys' kids are already in varsity. So his kids do not have a pressure to go have shortcuts in life, so that they can be able to cover up his own mistakes or his own loopholes. they'll start living life from that day. Chances are they even have their own savings from their parents. When they start working, they've got savings. They are able to deposit a small car. When they come home, they don't need to buy anything. Then they can then start their own relationship, new ones, with whoever that they love. They can even go buy a stand somewhere and start building while their age still allows. Because the money is there, you're still young, you don't have a lot of complications. You get in a relationship very early, you got a smart a responsible lady, then you can start committing there. So there's no pressure, there's no black tax whereby you must take care of your immediate family. That's why I'm saying you can't work up until 55. You can't work up until 60. Unless if you are in a management level and you've got access to credit, then you can be able to build house for your kids. You can be able to drive that car that you love. It might not be a dream car, but it is comfortable in a way that there's no pressure now. So that your kids don't come back and feel pressured. Your kids won't need to come back and cover up your own mistakes. So what I'm saying is, take that education, use it as an advantage to your other peers. See if you can be able to add value, because the government itself, our government depend on private sector. You can look, every state-owned entity, they're all falling off. They're all failing. So the issue of government creating jobs, it is no longer there. Let's just scratch it. So the ball is in our court as youth. What do we do? Those guys who are at parliament, they started fighting for this land, for apartheid, when they were still at our age, when they were very, very young. 20s, 30s. They were able to fight. And they eventually won that battle. But the war still continues. So we need to take over from them. Economically, we are responsible for this country. We need to create employment. We need to create employment. As to how do we create employment, it's up to us as youth, as graduates. We network, we talk, we copy from other developed countries. Can be Chinese, can be America, can be Europe, even in Russia. We can copy those things, how they live and everything. I'm not saying we are expected to all be entrepreneurs. Don't get me wrong. But 70% of the graduates in this country, we need to stand up. And I'm not saying you must do business or you must hustle with what you went to school for. No. Use your increased, improved, enriched thinking capacity to see if you can do something. Right? Even if you need to buy and sell something, do it. If you need to buy, rebrand and sell, do it. If you think you've got a certain idea that needs to be invented, talk to people that has power, then do it. Patent your idea, copyright it, send emails, do what you call meetings, set appointments, take yourself serious. Do away with useless friends whereby they only talk about booze and they're only talking about girls. It can't be correct. It will never be correct. So such people, you get rid of them, but they remain your friend. But spend less time with them. Push your own goals. You understand? If they feel that like, no, this guy has changed, yes, it's fine. Because I've got an appointment with the future, man. I need to achieve some things. You understand? So we need to work towards that as youth, as graduate. If you listen to me carefully, I said as youth and as graduate. I'm not saying youth graduates. I'm saying as youth. Anyone who has great thinking, capabilities, need to create employment. I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs who only have matric, others don't even have a matric, that they're making it in life. So I'm saying youth and graduate. Because I believe that youth graduates, they stand more chance because they're educated. You know, people listen to you. You know how to conduct yourself in a meeting. You understand? So, yeah, that's my 2 cent thinking. Ka Sepedi ba re a re go tswa molomo ya rareshwa. Ba re fahla e lebeletse. Meaning, whatever I'm saying right now, I'm not dictating it to you to saying is a truth and the whole truth. I might be wrong, but there are certain things that are right. You know, I might be wrong, I might be right. Get those rights, practice them, those wrongs, rectify them. You know, I think we can be a better nation if we talk to each other, challenge their immediate challenges. So yeah, but yeah. Cheers.